A very good evening, fellow Singaporeans and Ang Mo Kio GRC voters. We are left with 2 more days before we cast our votes. I want you to ponder what you will be waking up to on Saturday. A future that we dread, or a future that holds hopes for us. The PAP has continuously said that the opposition is not doing its job. Well, we have the statistic. Even some of the PAP ministers didn't even speak once in Parliament. So you see who is doing the job or who is not. And did they mention this in their rallies? That some of their ministers didn't even speak a word? No, they didn't. Because if they do, no one will vote for them. The PAP keeps saying a freak election is when the opposition take hold of the government. No, it is not. A freak election is when the PAP continue to govern us and lead us to further hardship. That is a freak election. PM Lee mentioned that we need to see our past history in order to see what is the problem. And boy, we have a lot. Singapore was built by the old guards. Many can relate to the advancement of the nation. But under Lee Hsien Loong's leadership, we know what Singapore has turned into. On one side, they suppressed the wages, and on the other side, they couldn't control the cost of living. So I think there will be a breaking point if this continue to happen. I don't want another riot like that happened at Little India. I also don't want another strike that happened a few years ago when SMRT bus drivers refused to work. This condition happened because we do not take care of workers regardless of nationalities. Even now, this evening, I have a few friends who came up to me and say that they are working as a seafarers. And even they are being replaced by foreigners. No job is safe now. These are the things that make Singaporeans more stressed, and our suicide rates are the highest in the world. So this is what, under Lee Hsien Loong's leadership, has brought us into. You know, the PAP isn't taking poverty very seriously. We are still seeing people with no homes, no house over their head. We are still seeing people living in tents at the beaches, and we have seen people scrapping for foods in dustbins. So you know, what kind of a government do we want? Do we want a compassionate one who takes care of every Singaporean, or we want a government who is bocap? You see, after 50 years of unchallenged rule, we also do not have a proper separation of powers. You know, CPIB report to the Prime Minister. And this actually happened. Someone asked me over Facebook, Mr. Osman, what if the Prime Minister himself is corrupted? I have no answer to that, because CPIB reports to the Prime Minister. So these are the kind of thing, after 50 years of rules, unchallenged, and they make this kind of policies, they make this kind of system of governance. And we know the election department also reports to the Prime Minister. And we have unions. One of the ministers is at the leadership of the union. And we also have judges appointed by the government. So this is the result of 50 years of rule, unchallenged. And I also want to tell you people, I've met many friends who are still afraid of this serial number indicated in your voting slip. I want to assure you, my friends, Singaporeans and voters, the serial number happens also in other democratic countries. This serial number, let us put this to rest. It is not to trace you who you vote for. This serial number is just to ensure that you come forward to make a vote. Who you voted for, no one can know. Because I am a candidate. I have been through this process up to the burning of the votes. So we have tamper-proof seal. We took a picture and we signed, the candidate signed on the box. So there is no way they can open the box to know who you voted for. And they have, just imagine, they have thousands of boxes of votes. And how are they going to trace you? And even if they want to trace you, they have to open the tamper seal proof. So I want you to actually remove this doubt from you. The serial number, it is not to trace who you vote for. This is very important. Let us tell our family members, let us tell our friends. I also have a lot of civil service people asking me, Osman, I cannot vote for the opposition because, wait, I cannot get job. I cannot get job, they will sack me. I told this friend of mine, okay, you are an educated person. He says, yes, I am. Okay, so now let us put things in perspective. I contested in Ang Mo Kio GRC in 2011. I've got about 60,000 votes. That is equivalent to 30%. And then on the national level, 40% voted for the opposition. So, if they say that voting for opposition will get you to lose your job, what happened to this 40%? I see this 40% still having jobs, still having their own place. There is no one gets sacked. So I hope you remove this irrational fear, my friends. Because without removing this irrational fear, we are always fighting the system. We need to vote for people, right people in parliament. Because this concerns our future. Not only for us, but for our child, for our grandchildren. And what happened on Saturday, if you wake up, and then the PAP is still returned to power with a majority of seats? Nothing changed. Your transportation will still get breakdowns every now and then. You will still live in fear. Your high cost of living will continue to put hardship into the life of citizens. Nothing will change if we do not want to change. So my dear friends, I want to address this to the PAP supporters, if they are listening at home. If you die cannot vote any other people. If you die also want to vote for PAP, at least kick out Lee Hsien Loong. Vote the Reform Party in. You owe it to yourself because you know where Lee Hsien Loong has brought you. You know this for yourself. I don't have to tell you. Vote Lee Hsien Loong out. Force them to elect a new leader. Force them. Because without it, we know where Lee Hsien Loong is leading us into. They are going to bring in 6.9 million population. And every one of you, your jobs will be lost. So kick out Lee Hsien Loong. He is not as good as his father, not even half as good as his father. You agree? We have spoken up for you before. We are speaking up for you, and we will speak for you in future. Because we are a part of you. Some tough issues, someone got to do it. And we at the Reform Party, it has been proven, we are taking up tough issues, we are taking up sensitive issues when everyone else ran away. Not even the ministers want to take up issues that concern Singaporean. When we talk about 6.9 million population, they say we are xenophobic. When I take up cases on humanitarian issues, they say I'm playing, I'm making religion as my part of my political stuff. So these are the kind of ministers you have. So the people that is going to put their foot into issues that affect you is the Reform Party. So I hope on 11 September 2015, make a clear choice. Kick Lee Hsien Loong out. We fielded 11 candidates in this general election 2015. I want you to put 11 of us in so that we can form an alliance with the other opposition parties and deny the PAP the majority in Parliament. On Saturday, let us wake up to a parliament that can bring us forward. That is not a government that only care for themselves. So vote for the Reform Party. Thank you very much.